The Shadow Demon's a hero. We've seen it a few times, varying success. But I think that Shadow Demon is probably one of the most underused heroes in a kind of meta where people are picking these very hyper-aggressive, like Spirit Breaker Tusk style teams where their initiation is all in. You know, we go in and we don't have any way to back out.
Exactly, yeah. Tusk Spirit Break, this combination is, I mean, this is classic V. This is what you expect to see from these kind of teams. Real kind of full-on non-stop action throughout the game, which is what we want to see as well. It's the most fun. And VP versus Empire, you can't really expect anything less than a really fun, high-octane game. Final bounce from both sides. Empire taking away the Bloodseeker from VP, as VP are indeed still looking for that G hero in the mid lane. And Axe, a little bit of a respect bound towards Yoku's Axe there, potentially, that we did see in the last game. We will expect to see Yoku on the Shaker. I guess they could have swapped it around had Always Wanna Fly or Aloha Dance playing that ES role, but well, with the SD picked up as well, and we're expecting it to be a support Lina. I mean, that combination there, it's bread and butter.
It could be silent Lina, though, still.
It could be. It could be.
That's the thing. Like, core Lina against this lineup is actually really good, because when you transition into Aghanims, you have a really good way of bursting down the gyrocopter between the SF physical damage and the Lina just being able to throw in that burst damage to finish him off, right? And there's not really... Like, there are some ways to stop it, but more often than not, if you get a disruption off and you have core Lina, you can just kill the hero for free. Like, he's just dead. There's nothing he can do.
Oh, final pick for Empire. This is going to make it a little bit clearer what position Lina is going to be run in today here.
Where's the Wyverns, by the way? I haven't seen that at all. Okay, it is going to be support Lina.
Yeah. Let's have a look at this one. Embersprad Silencer pick straight up. That is going to be, of course... Well, actually, isn't it normally Illidan who carry Silencer? Yeah, they're going to put G on the Silencer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in your mid lane, so Silencer up against the SF. We saw Empire ban out a fair few mid heroes. G's going to be slipping through the Silencer. How does this match up here for Resolution on the SF?
That's not great for SF. Silencer is obnoxious in middle lane, to say the least. Like, you get last word spam. You can also get 1 point and a curse just for a value point. And then, of course, you have glaives, which do insane amounts of damage. They buffed it as well a couple of patches ago. So you get 90% of your int converted to damage as soon as you get to level 4, and of course it's 30% at level 1. So the mid matchup probably going to be favored for the Silencer in a 1v1 scenario, but how often do we really see that, right? Like, most of the time it's just you have a support sitting there, especially when you have an SF. Like, you want to babysit him so you know that he's going to get those souls going so he can continue to farm. And not only that, but Empire actually have multiple heroes who can stack and help take stacks. So Shadow Poison on Shadow Demon. Lina obviously has a pretty good amount of spam too, if you want to try to stack it up a little bit for Resolution. I like the Ember pick because it's very elusive, and he has a lot of ways of getting out of Spirit Breaker ganks.
Oh, with the Ice Shards indeed trapping out Yoku. Yoku did come up the lane trying to get some vision out, but he might pay for it with his life. FNG trying to get around here with the telekinesis. Couldn't go down the quick way because the Ice Shards were actually blocking himself up. But Lil talking about the blocks, looking for the body blocks, and Yoku's going to get body. First blood there for Virtus Pro.
That's a plus
catching out the Yoku, and indeed one of the quickest +2s I think we've seen in a long time here for Silencer.
Well, hopefully that's not too indicative of how the game goes for Empire, because if you keep getting picked off like that, you got to respect the gyrocopter. That hero at low level, especially partnered with the Rubik, maybe one of the best supports to put with him just because of how far out of position you actually can be in a very, very short amount of time. So, horn's going to sound. VP off to a very good start, trying to get their revenge after Empire 2'd them here in the group stages here at TI5. Looks like both teams are going to be trading bounty runes. Pretty standard stuff. Although I think G... No, they hit level 2 at the same time, actually, based on 2 melee creeps. So this matchup mid, it's going to be 2 versus 2, basically Tusk, Silencer, and then the Shadow Demon and the Shadow Fiend. Shouldn't be too much of an issue for Resolution to get his souls going. And then bottom lane, we're going to have off lane Spirit Breaker versus the Lina and the Ember. Now, Spirit Breaker can actually die to this combination, even as tanky of a hero as he is, because there's 2 ways to stop charge. So Phobos is going to have to be very aware of that as this lane plays out.
I'm sure Phobos will be well on top of it. Mid lane, going in on to Always Wanna Fly with the Ice Charge. Actually blocked up in the damage here from these glaives. I mean, one more will do the job.
Dead?
He's going to get it, and that's going to be a +2 for G now onto 4.
Oh my god, Resolution
trying to turn onto Lil. Oh, if he dies to this, this is disastrous. He pops the salve as well. Doesn't save him. It's a double kill for G. He's on +6. Before the 1 minute mark.
He got Shadow Poison level 1. He's... Okay, so he must have been thinking that he just wanted to use that to stack, and that the kill potential from VP wasn't good enough to warrant skilling Disruption. He was wrong. needless to say. And now G,
Damn, look at this glaive
a
damage.
minute in, he hits for 72 damage, and he's got 3 kills at 1 minute. Like, G is already known as one of the best mids pretty much in the CIS region, and you're going to give him 3 kills, including First Blood?
I mean, Resolution as well. That is down to his last shared tango. Always want to fly. He's got a few more to give him, but it's going to be on cooldown. And what a start here for G. One of the best starts that he could have hoped for. I mean, other lanes as well. How's it going for the side of VP? Well, TK Phobos, he's found himself a few CS now. Just trying to trade blows here with a low hard dance. Has got a charge, but yeah, he's not going to be able to get it off there with Silent in the neighborhood with those Syrian chains waiting and available. But yeah, 3 for 0. Always want to fly able to grab himself that invis. Not really going to be able to do too much with it though, as he has still yet to hit level 2 and grab himself the disruption. Yoke on the offlane, level 2. Illidan's farm, 9 for 3. Pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much bang on here with Silence as well. So it is just this mid lane in which we're seeing Empire effectively get crushed.
Well, fortunately for Resolution, Shadow Fiend is amazing at recovery. So even if the early laning phase goes extremely bad, which I think it's fair to say it is right now, you can still always count on the fact that with a couple of jungle stacks and a little bit of AFK farming, you'll be able to bring yourself right back into the game. So always want to fly, waiting for that level 2. He's still got the Invis rune, so he's got Disruption available. They might be able to turn this on G, but Resolution, he only has enough mana for 2 raises right now.
And always want to fly. He's just going to back up, realizes that the opportunity isn't going to be there for him. And G still is farm. 11 for 1, 13 for 1. Resolution looking good, but now with the snowball, Resolution's in a lot of trouble. Where's the disruption? Oh, Yoku's going to be there.
Wow, that was
got the Fisher available, and they don't die for it. He's going to be fine. A-okay.
It's a double up on this. Pretty unlucky from G, but I'm not sure even if he hit both of those attacks that they would have had the damage to kill.
Resolution still down to that last tango, and he's still a few hundred away from picking up the bottle. So in a bit of a precarious position at this moment. Wraparound coming in from Lil. Moving into the Radiant jungle. He's going to find Joku here, but I don't quite... He's going to need to be careful. There is a Shadow Demon here as well. Lil might have overstepped the mark here with the disruption setup. Yoku, he's got enough for the 1-2, but they wait for it. Very nicely done. Yoku knew the snowball was going to come out immediately, and now holding back their spells. They'll let all loose now, and they will be able to find that Lil kill there. SD crediting himself with the kill.
Now finally getting themselves on the board. Definitely nice, kicking Lil out of their side. But this middle matchup, man, G's level 5. Resolution is barely short of level 4 at this point, and the matchup never really gets any better for the Shadow Fiend. Like, you're always just going to continually get harassed as you show yourself in lane. So he really is relying on rune control, Bottle Crow, and the ability for his supports to stack for him. And right now, they got the dual stack going on. He really needs to hit level 5, I think, before he can start doing stacks if he wants to try to do them at least with some efficiency, because level 2 raise only does 175 damage. It's not really that good. But he's really hurting right now.
G just coming in with those pure damage slaps. Bottom lane trying to go in onto Phobos here. They will hit the Light Strike Array and the Dragon's Slave. He's already used the charge here. Silent just going to look to chase this down, and they will be able to find the kill onto Phobos there. So the second kill on the board now for Empire. Silent claiming that one, and he is top of the CS. Still just level with Illidan at the moment. Very, very close between these two carries. In the mid lane, FNG. I can't quite believe it. He gets himself out with a TP. 3 heroes converge on him. Nothing to stop it. FNG very lucky to get away with his life.
That's what we call space creating. When a Rubik is sitting on the enemy high ground at 5 minutes into the game, you force 3 heroes to try to kill you and you still get away. That is definitely the play. But the bottom lane, it's actually okay that Phobos died there because he's still level 5. So the fact that he's going to have Nether Strike at such an early stage in the game means that he can pressure other lanes so hard just by charging, because if that Nether Strike and charge combo goes off and there's no counterplay coming out from Empire, it's just a guaranteed kill.
I think Phobos playing a little bit more careful though here, hiding behind the tree line. Going to go for the charge now.
Oh, the bash!
The charge, but the bash coming out straight away. Light Strike Array from the lower does holding him back, but the Ice Shards will be enough to finish off Silent. They're going to look for more now, moving in onto the Lina. Can they get the bashes? Light Strike Array's going to be juked out, beautifully synchronized by the two of them. And now with the charge, they'll find the Lina as well. Both heroes being taken down the bottom lane by a perfect bit of fancy footwork there between Lil and Phobos.
Yeah, that was actually kind of funny that he canceled his charge and then got rewarded with a bash. Like, what are the odds, honestly? I'm pretty sure at this point Silent is not too pleased with how that worked out. But VP continuing to show their strong early game, and the net worth difference between the mids is starting to kind of become a little bit more equalized. Like G, he's maintained the kind of 1,000 gold lead that he had before, but that's pretty much only because of kills. We're also going to see a smoke here. Silence level 6. He's got his remnants available, and there is no global silence on the silencer yet.
Yeah, if they can kill G here with those 3 kills, it's going to be a fair bit of gold at this point in the game. With the wraparound now, there's your triple remnant burst. Not quite enough. Lil is there with the defense, and he's got a snowball. Actually,
no, he
cancelled
cancelled the TP
out. Cancels it, says, mate, you ain't going home. You're going in. But G says, what the heck you do that for, son? G's going to die. So is Lil. The play's not quite happening there for VP, and Empire going to be very, very happy with that one, clearing up 2 in the mid.
That was a Mafia play, 100%. Definitely confirm Mafia for the Tusk, but maybe he just thought that he was dead anyway? But no, because he used Searing Chains right away, right? Like, he didn't hesitate at all. He just used it as soon as he went in. And that's why he went for the TP in the first place. So I'm not actually 100% sure if he would have lived either way. Maybe he just thought that it's fine, I can just snowball him, and he has a better chance of getting away because Silent was out of mana. Unfortunately for him, that was not the case.
I think it was just everything happening at such a quick pace. He probably went for the TP at the same time. He was like, I'm going to snowball you, and, well, as the Edges said, even if they had done it differently, they may still have lost their lives. Charge out in the mid lane, going for a low hard dance, and he's going to cancel it, dodge out, and he... Oh, in the bash. Phobos' bash is a real... And he will pick himself up that kill onto a low hard dance, and Phobos now halfway through level 7, looking very, very tasty on this Spirit Breaker.
I think if he keeps that amount of bashing up, he's going to be the one that you're going to have to worry about on VP. If he gets in there with a charge, a bash, and another strike, I don't really think anyone lives through that. Maybe Silent does if he has Flame Guard on, but everyone else pretty much just goes splat. And one guy we haven't really heard much from this game has kind of been Yoku. He's just been doing his own thing, sitting in the woods for the majority of the time, not willing to give away any more kills in that top lane. And if you just compare the off-laner difference right now, Phobos is halfway to level 8, and Yoku is level 3. I really think that VP have just been able to get so much more out of their early laning phase, barring the fact that Silent has started to rotate around now and tried to help contribute to kills.
Well, there's indeed a massive difference here between the sides. G, level 7 now. Picks himself up at double damage. Always want to fly in a lower time. Just trying to soak up some levels, trying to find the way to level 6 on Yelena. And Resolution, as you said, been clearing up the stacks and working his way towards that mechanism. It's not going to be the quickest, though, if Virtus Pro have anything to say about it. And Silent now, kind of left on his own, but with the remnants up, he's going to be A-OK. You know, not a lot to kind of lock him down and stop him from remnanting away. They've got the snowball, they've got the bashes, but he should be fine most of the time.
They have to catch him before he can react, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, if you charge him in daytime vision, there's a good chance he just goes to the remnant, and then the other hero that's supposed to be there will not be close enough. So they have to, like, charge him at an angle where they break fog and hit him, like, right away.
And they're going to go try yeah, they're going to try for it on DK Phobos here. He's still got the charge now with the global silence. FNG TPing in. They want to try and turn this.
Courier.
Going straight onto a low hard dance, and now he'll back up. Nether strike. Oh, but the disruption just in time to cancel it. Illidan's turned up with the cooldown drop. It's not going to hit anyone. Actually zoning out Silent, and he's going to chase down a low hard dance here. Illidan moving in. They might move in for more because FNG's about. Phobos has got a charge, and the Nether strike still available. But they're just going to hide themselves behind the tower. VP have actually got the full 5-man downer at the moment, and Phobos says, right, well, I'm going to look elsewhere for a kill. Charging into mid lane onto Resolution. A TP is going to come in from Lil on the Tusk. With the Ice Charge, they should be able to track Resolution up. No, TP reaction from Always Wanna Fly is going to spook them, and VP are going to leave it at that.
Man, both these teams are just all over the place right now. They want to get kills so bad. One team has a Tusk and a Spear Breaker. Oh, G.
Silent remnanting forward air onto G. G's just going to sit there and turn it with the double damage and the curse. Bringing him low. Silent in a lot of trouble. Illidan's trying to chase this one down. There's actually been a charge. Well, that's always like just disrupting the FNG. But yeah, as you said, the charge was flying through. Did end up finishing off.
Oh, and they get the stack.
This is a lot of good things happening for VP, and maybe even more. Moving on to Always Wanna Fly, the Ice Charge, they block up Resolution. Can he get himself out of this one? I'm not too sure, with the Frozen Sigil chasing him down. Cooldown's going to be there. Damage from the skies. Resolution to fall in the mid lane as well. 3 heroes dropping on Empire, and Virtus Pro losing nothing for that bit of aggression. 10 for 4 now on the board.
The movements of VP have just been so much more successful. Every time they commit, like the Tusk and the Spear Breaker to a gank, it always works. There's been very few times where it's backfired. I think mid was maybe one of the only times where Tusk was there and it didn't really go in favor of VP. But every other time, just having one support from Empire being there isn't enough. Like, a disruption will not save 100% of the time. You're going to need like a disable and a disruption on top of that if you want to save Resolution in those types of scenarios.
Fisher just being thrown out here by Yoku. trying to catch out Phobos. They do have Aloha Darts very close now to picking up that Laguna Blade. We're going to see a smoke up here from Lil and G. G has got the global silence ready and waiting once more. So should be able to catch someone out here in the jungle. They're going to see Always Wanna Fly, and Lil, is he going to go for it? Ice Shards and Snowball says he will. Disruption there to dodge the stun, but there's a charge coming in also. VP may very well just continue this fight, and yeah, with Phobos closing in on Always Wanna Fly. Oh, the Light Strike Array across the trees very nicely from Aloha Dance to cancel it. And Aloha Dance saving Always Wanna Fly's life there.
I actually thought G would just pop the global as soon as the disruption ended, right? Because if you do that, then there's no way they can fissure from fog, there's no way a Light Strike Array comes out, and there's potential for that charge to just go ahead and land there. Silent with a casual call-down farm. But you can tell that VP... Yeah, sorry, you can tell that VP are definitely feeling confident here. They know that they have the advantage. I mean, Yoku's still only level 4. Their supports just don't really have anything right now. Aloha Dance is actually close to 6, so once he gets that, they're going to have a decent amount of damage output. Right now, looks like they're trying to bait out Silent here in this top lane, maybe even a resolution, try to make something happen.
Phobos is going to walk into it, he's going to dispel the smoke, Always Wanna Fly, setting this up with a disruption and Soul Catcher with the Light Strike Array, but this time, out comes your silence. Now it's going to be Empire on the back foot, trying to get themselves out. FNG and Illidan, they're going to be able to find Always Wanna Fly. Can they find anything more here? Well, Resolution turns it around, takes down FNG. And the question is, where's the fight continuing? It's in the river, that's the answer. Aloha Dance looking for the Light Strike. Phobos jukes it out, he's got a charge in a second. He's not going to look to you. Now he uses it. He wants him dead. And he will find it. Silencer there with a curse, bringing down Lina. Phobos, how much trouble is he in? Well, the answer's a lot. Slap to the face, not even needed. Resolution takes that one down. And Empire finding something in return this time, but still the chaos certainly favoring the side of VP. And off the back of it all, you're looking at G now with a +12.
G has been pretty instrumental in this early game. Like, of course, he got the first blood. He got 2 kills after that in middle lane. And every single time, like, they have a gank like that and a global silence counters a disruption into a stun combo. I mean, even though, yeah, you're investing global to that, but they always get something after. It's not like they just global and then everyone walks away, because then it would pretty much be a loss for VP. It's like we global and then we kill multiple heroes. So as long as they're getting those types of exchanges for their
ultis... They want to go for Illidan. Aloha Dance, he needs one creep though to get in that Laguna Blade. He's got it now. Has got the mana for it as well. But with the charge coming out to Aloha Dance, Illidan's going to want to go in on this. Phobos leading the way. He's just Silent and Aloha Dance on their own here on the top lane. Looking for the Light Strike, but again, VP juke it out. Laguna thrown out onto Illidan, not enough to bring him down. Silent catching out Phobos here with the Searing Chains, and now with the Fissure thrown out, can they burst him down? The Fissure actually blocking them off here. Silent hasn't got Searing Chains there for another couple of seconds, and with the 1 point in Sleight of Fist, the cooldown much too long for him to chase it down, catch him out. And no one to die there on the top lane, but a nice reaction really from the side of Empire, just keeping everyone alive on the top.
VP continually just... They're never letting Empire breathe. Every single opportunity, as long as they have mana, they have Spirit Breaker charging somebody. They have the Tusk snowballing in. They're looking to use Global Silence every single time it's up, pretty much. And right now, G is actually closing in on the Atos. This is way before BKBs are going to come out on anyone on Empire. And this is why I actually love watching Silencer played so much by VP. Is they go this item that just gives you the insane chase potential. So earlier we saw a lot of Bounty Hunter being played with Disruptor and how you can keep getting those kills because you just have the vision and you have the chase. Atos pretty much offers you that against what Empire have. The only hero who's even slightly mobile on the team is going to be Silent. And he's going to be pretty much bailing if the fight's going bad. So the rest of them, like Lina, Shadow Demon, Earthshaker, and the SF, they don't have any way of getting out. So if VP see an opportunity to fight, they're going to clean up.
Empire here, under pressure on the mid lane, should be able to claim this tier 1. Actually moving into the dire jungle as well, Silent leading the way. They're looking for a fight. They're going to find Phobos and G. G has got the Global Silence available. It's going to be a hard one to go into, and there we go. Global Silence straight out. Phobos is just going to turn with the charge straight away onto the Lina. Nether Strike bringing about the disruption coming out in time, but I don't know if they could save Lina. With a mech, in fact, they'll buy her some time. No one to die it now. Aloha Dance falls down. First casualty, double kill for Illidan. He's doing a hell of a lot in this fight. They just can't kill him. Silent's going to fall here as well. Resolution did manage to find the tusk, but he's going to pay with his life, and it's a 4-for-1 trade for the side of VP. Again, VP just taking each and every skirmish, coming out on top. And G now plus 16, and the fact that Illidan was there for the whole duration of that, giving him a lot of gold, a lot of XP, to the point now that 16 minutes in, he's only a few hundred finishing away from finishing SSY. In fact, that's not it coming out now on the courage. It is. Okay, so forget that. He's got it. It's all well and done. 16 minutes into the game.
I really like the synergy that VP have had going for them. Like, they initiate maybe they thought that Global was still down. It was kind of like right on the cusp. I think it came up maybe like 2 or 3 seconds before that fight really started to kick off. And I thought that maybe they had an opportunity to go for a snipe, but a couple of seconds can mean all the difference in the world when you're talking about an ability like Global, and it managed to turn the fight yet again. The Silencer pick for me has been instrumental in Virtus.pro kind of taking all of these early game engagements. And hopefully for Empire, they can hit a good timing to where the Global's not up, and they can actually start finding some picks. Because if it continues at this rate, I mean, you said it already, Illidan and G are just getting out of hand.
They certainly are. Looking at the net worth, the fact that you've got Illidan here at the top. SF Resolution still very close, but it's Silent that's falling behind a little bit. Talking about Silent, he's looking to find some farm up, but there is no global Silence. So they've got to be, yeah, they're not going to be able to catch him out. He's able to remnant all the way back over. In fact, where's he gone? Where is he? There he is. There he is. Silent, back on his side of the map. Mid lane, bit of a fight going on. Illidan and G moving in onto Resolution, and with the Glaive should be able to find themselves another kill. Mega kill streak now for G, with that Atos and 1,200 gold on top of it. I mean, Virtus.pro, they certainly know what they're doing with the Silence, and they might even find more. Yoku getting trapped up, snowballed in the charge for Phobos. Another kill now, 18-7. And they're looking for more. Look at this. FNG's there, setting up the 3rd kill. They're going to find a low hard dance. There's going to be a disruption. And now with the Netherstruck can always want to fly. Virtus.pro's perfect communication and team play, catching out 4 heroes over what seemed like a very large distance. But I got to be honest, at this point, Virtus.pro, they just seem to be in another league compared to Empire.
And it's really bizarre too, right? Because last time these two teams met, Empire actually took a VP. So just goes to show how volatile Dota can be sometimes. We're going to see another charge here top. I'm not sure if he's actually going to let this one go. There is a tier 1 to teleport to. Yeah, it looks like Phobos is going to decide better of it. Doesn't want to try to go too ham there. But I mean, the Atos pickup for me is perfect. Like, that is the one item that just secures the fact that Silencer can just chase people down. And since you don't need to buy something like Yules to stop TPs, you already have multiple heroes in your team that can do that. You just keep getting kills, especially during daytime. You have that ridiculous vision. The Atos also sets up call down. It's just a sick combination that VP are running right now. Empire, I'm not really sure how long it's going to take for Silent to finish that Battle Fury, but if they want to get themselves on the road back into the game, that's going to be the first step. Like, he needs to start getting some farm.
Yeah, the Battle Fury around the Ember, and also another big item that's going to mean a lot for the side is, of course, Yoku's Blink Dagger.
Oh, he's actually got 1,500 gold.
He might lose it if G wants to go for this. It would be risky.
He has Global. He can actually kill him. He can kill him, Global, and TP out. But there is a tier 1, so maybe he's just trying to get more.
Here we go, straight in. Couple of Glaives, Global Silence, the Rod of Atos drop. He's looking for it.
Yeah.
He's just going to bail. Says he doesn't want a part of it, and yeah, gets out just in time under the cover of the Global Silence. And only just as well. Looked like it wore off as he was TPing out. But no chance of the disruption there.
Yeah, I think if he did it right away, he would have gotten the kill, but he didn't actually see who was sitting in the lane. So he didn't want to risk the idea of, like, you know, just getting counter-ganked and then giving up a kill for an Earthshaker, because that is totally not worth. Right now, he's 9-1. A kill on him would be worth so much to Empire at this point. And I gotta hand it to Empire still. They're managing to farm very well. Like, given the circumstances, Silent and Resolution have both managed to maintain a very high level of CS and just overall net worth, considering the fact that they haven't really been able to win too many team fights. I guess the biggest thing for them right now, if they could kind of stabilize, wait it out a bit, stop trying to fight into VP when they clearly have like a huge advantage, and Global and such, that you can get that Battle Fury going on Silent and maybe look to turn things.
Silent just zipping all over the place here, drawing in Phobos and denying him any chance of getting in close range.
Under attack.
Just making himself around the map as well. G's going to find Silent here. Ooh. And it's got that remnant. He just placed out in time before he walked into G. And Virtus.pro just looking to continue to take this top tower, and they'll get it with this push. Illidan there with the extra gold in his pocket. And in the river, though, Lil has been left alone, caught out. And this is going to be a pick-off here for Empire. Lil just a little bit out of position, and well, a low hard dance and the gang. Taking one for the team. 8 for 20, though, still. And Virtus.pro, if we have a look at the graph, it's about a 6,000 lead. It's not a massive lead, but it's a confident one, and one that Virtus.pro have held for pretty much the majority of this game here. We're yet to really kind of see Empire swing it back around in any shape or form.
But we also haven't seen their core items come out either. That's the important thing to keep in mind, is that if they can get the BKB on Resolution, that's going to be a huge step. The Blink comes out on Yoku. So now if they can catch out G in an Echo Slam and a good combination with like a Requiem or just any follow-up damage, really, they probably have enough damage on their team to burst him down. Although he is quite tanky right now, almost 1,900 health and 17 stick charges when he's sitting on Strength Treads. So he is pretty beefy, but I think they can kill him if they land a nice soul catcher and throw everything on him. And if that happens, you could look to see Empire actually take a team fight. But the BKB is so important because if Resolution doesn't have it, he's never going to be able to use Requiem during a team fight. And I think that the way that Giga is going to be using Global is more offensively than defensively. So he's not going to be waiting for Resolution to use Requiem. He's just going to throw it out as soon as Phobos charges in. Because that's like their initiation, right? Like he charges, he ults, they global so they can't interrupt the Nether Strike. So you actually have some opportunities to counterplay that.
And with the Vlads now complete on Phobos, they just head to the pit. Take it very, very easily here for the sign. Illidan's going to have that Aegis under his belt. Empire not doing anything in reaction. They did manage to take the tier 1. Now with 4 of the heroes up here, might look to put some pressure onto the tier 2 as well. See if they can force a reaction from Virtus Pro. VP themselves going to look to try and take this tier 1 from the bottom lane.
But this is a good trade though for Empire. If they can get the tier 2 for a tier 1, that's more than okay considering the fact that taking team fights right now is very hard for them.
And Resolution does have his BKB complete for the next fight, so we may be able to see a little bit more coming out from the SF. Phobos is already making his charge back up towards the top lane. Probably see some TPs coming through as well, yeah. They're going back towards the tier 3. FNG is there to join in with the gang as Illidan turns up to the fight. And the question is, does Phobos go all the way in on this? They look like they want to fight. Illidan's ready to go straight in. And, okay, they're spotting out the full gang. Illidan, he's got no fit. Look at this Gyro. He's just going straight in. We'll take a Fisher to the face and, okay, Resolution's getting himself out. Always want to fly good for the TP. Phobos going to have to find an instant bash if you all know. Not a chance, not a chance. They're out. Yoku's down the lane. And Silent with the haste rune is going to be able to escape. And Silent, just a few hundred gold now away from that Battle Fury.
Yeah, I think that Empire are doing the right thing now. They realize we're at a huge deficit in 5 versus 5 engagements. We cannot fight around global. We have to wait for more heroes to get BKB. Silent might be even forced to buy like Manta or BKB himself this game if he wants to remain like really safe inside of these fights. Because one silence can just mean death if you're out of position on that hero, because Ember just has like no stat gain whatsoever. He is so squishy, especially in these very high damage like AoE teamfight compositions like BP have put together right now. So I'm liking the fact that Empire is starting to split up the map. I think this is pretty much their only play, and BP's counter to this is just going to be 5-manning down a lane, pushing towers, maybe even making Empire TP back to the base by hitting the tier 3 a bit. They do have Aegis and BKB on Illidan at this point, so if they want to try to... Oh, and they have Mech. So they actually just got like
the perfect
super important items like at the same time with Aegis. So they could look to break high ground here.
We've got to watch, of course, Yoku with that blink and the Echo Slam available. They've actually trapped in Illidan here very nicely. Resolution's going to move in, and they might be able to take him down once the mech from the low ground as Lil tops him up. Will allow him to get himself safely back out away from the push.
Yeah, that should be enough to make them go back, I think. I don't know if they're okay throwing away an Aegis like that. Oh, they have Urn, actually. How many Urn charges does he have? Okay, that was the last one.
Illidan's going to still stick here, stand his ground. He's clearing out the waves. The side of Empire, they are ready with the defense, but it is meaning that they're having to keep themselves right back in the base.
They might just go for a tier 2 instead. Like, I think throwing away Aegis for just getting damage on a tier 3 might not be as valuable as, like, killing a tier 2. Because I don't know if Empire are going to feel... Like, do you defend a tier 2 against a team with an Aegis and BKB Gyro when you know that Global's up? I think, like, defending a tier 2 is not only harder, but if you lose that tier 2 fight defense, then you're just giving BP so much more. So it's, like, inherently more risky. And you're also threatening the fact that if it does go bad, you might have to invest even more by buying back. When heroes like Silent, for example, on the Ember, he doesn't even have buyback. And Resolution doesn't either, as he just bought Yasha. So, pretty stressful situation here for Empire.
Not a lot they can do to stop this tier 2 push coming out from the side. Resolution trying to move forward, and Silent with the Battle Fury Slider Fist.
Alright, he's just YOLOing now. He's just actually taking the tower and hitting it.
He's happy. He's happy. He's got an Aegis. He's got a BKB. The mech's up forward, and again a Silent going straight in the global there in time to trap him up. Now with another strike onto a low hard dance. There's 2 heroes down on the side of Empire. Tier 2 to fall as well in the mid lane almost imminently. They have got the fortification to buy them some time. Oh, where's...
God, that could have been the Echo right there.
That could have been the Echo.
If only he had his whole team.
It's understandable though for Yoke. He doesn't really want to jump in with 2 heroes on the deck.
Yeah.
It would be a little bit too YOLO at this point, because Empire still have the potential of swinging this one background, but they've got to be very careful with the decisions and the calls that they make.
Yeah, but did you see what Silent did there? He got so greedy for the Aegis that he actually just walks up, tries to get a Sleight of Fist into a Searing Chains to pop the Aegis, to try to give them some chance of maybe taking the fight around the tier 2. Then he just dies. He gets lifted and just explodes. So FNG's positioning there was really on point, and G following it up with the global right away just means that there's no way he can get out.
Empire with the smoke from the base. Yoku still yet to find an opportunity really to shine with the Echo Slam. TP's already coming away from the side of VPG and FNG straight out of their jungle. And actually straight back to base as well.
Man, G almost has Hex. It's 26 minutes in and he's going to have Hex Atos.
Oh, and plus 28 he's on now as well.
That is one smart guy right there.
This is at 26 minutes in. Okie dokie. Okay, Aegis has now been reclaimed, so...
He's actually going to hit so hard. Like, he probably has, what? Right now he has like 160 plus int. 165, something like that. Which means that his...
Yeah, 165.
His glaives hit for an additional, like, 160. Maybe, yeah, it's going to be extremely painful, tanking that damage. And only one person has BKB on the side of Empire. So Resolution is going to be the only person who can really deal with G in terms of, like, trying to man fight or anything like that. Otherwise, you're going to have to hope that you get, like, a really big echo out of Yoku. Maybe you can try to bait the global. But it's really hard to do that against VP's team, because they actually have really hard initiation heroes like Spiritbreaker and Tusk. So when they get that charge in and they global on top of it, it's like the fight is started around that, and you have no choice. Like, you either abandon the heroes or you try to fight it anyway.
The side of Empire just trying to make themselves make their way around the map, utilize all the lanes that they can here to try and catch up, at least in terms of the farm game. The difference at the moment between the two teams is, I mean, it is 8,000 here,
Dire's top tower
but
has been
it hasn't
denied.
kind of skyrocketed yet for the side of VP, even though the scoreboard, of course, looking a lot flashier. 22 kills against just the 8 that Empire have been able to find so far, 20 minutes into this game. And Lil actually has got the completed Guardian Greaves now on himself on this Tusk.
I think a lot of it is not really even just reflected in the net worth. It's more about the heroes that are on each team. So because of the fact that they have Ember Spirit and there's a global silencer, or a silencer on the other team with global, you can't actually fight it. Like, that's the problem. They need more net worth on those heroes to be able to fight into the silencer, because you're going to need BKB or you're going to need Manta. Like, you need one of those two things to ensure that you're not just going to die in the fight. So even though the net worth is only 8k difference, which is still pretty substantial at 28 minutes, it's more just the fact that Empire require a certain amount of base gold on their heroes to be able to do anything in these 5 versus 5s, but it's still pretty far away from that. Right now, Silent, he's only got like 1,300 gold right now, in addition to his drums and Battle Fury. And Resolution is going to be TPing back to base, realizes he's probably being charged.
Yeah, they've got some very nice wards out here, Empire, into the Dire jungle, so they can see any kind of movement like that coming in from Phobos across the map. And
yeah.
And indeed, yeah, just saving both of their lives there here at the moment. Illidan, how's he doing towards that butterfly? Eagle Song coming up to 1k gold on top of that one as well. And yeah, Will just getting himself out of TP. Nothing too exciting there, but G, 1,500 gold now on top of that site, keeping himself very, 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 very fat. SF, Resolution has finished the S&Y now that he was working on, and he's got 1,600 gold as well. I mean, Resolution's farm has certainly been keeping up very nicely with the pace of VP.
He'll probably need to go MKB or something. The biggest issue for now, because Silent can't really fight with his current item set, is that Resolution is the only one who can actually stand there and right-click people. I mean, obviously, Shaker, Lina, Shadow Demon, they're not really right-click heroes anyway, but you can't stand there and tank the damage from G, and if you get initiated on by like Tusk or Spiritbreaker, and you're not Resolution, you pretty much just die, because you're going to get globaled, and you don't have BKB or anything to remove the silence, so you don't have any way of like saving yourself. Resolution is kind of the frontline hero and the main damage dealer of the team. And it's a really hard position to be like everything for the team, because if he gets killed, it is going to hurt them so bad, because he has so much more net worth than the next highest person on his team. Like, he has 50% more net worth than Silent. So if you kill him, it's just like, it's really bad.
Again, another Phobos charge coming out onto Resolution. He did TP back, and Phobos did ping around this area now, so they should be able to remove that ward and maybe catch him out next time. A low hard dance, kind of been left on here and on his own. Did have a TP, didn't want to use it. Phobos there with the kill.
The greed coming in there, and they're picking it out now. I think
mid lane as well. There's a bit of a skirmish going on. Moving in onto Resolution here. Will be able to get off the Requiem, but Illidan pops the BKB, just continues to fight. Phobos will begin to charge in from the top lane. Lil, FNG, and Illidan chasing down Resolution, trapped up here in the tree line. There'll be a disruption buying him some time, grabbing him back. Actually might be able to get the kill on FNG, will do, but not before FNG takes him down himself, and Phobos finally turns up to the fight with the charge that connected onto Always Wanna Fly. Lil finishing it off with the shards in a 3 for one trade, effectively, including that kill onto the Lina at the top. Let's have a look at the fight recap shows. Yeah, it's just the final 2 for 1 there. But still, again, VP just continuing to keep themselves well ahead of Empire at this point of the game and coming out top on pretty much every fight that we've seen this game.
They need to do a better job of protecting Resolution. Like, he is the hope of the team right now. Silent needs more time. He needs to be able to get to another item. Like, he's choosing to go, I think, for straight up damage. He's bought a Javelin right now, so he's just saying to himself, I need to be able to kill Silent because I know he's going Butterfly, which I actually think is okay. But it also means that you can never really fight out in the open because, again, if you get global and charged, you just die. So I'm a little bit concerned because this is going to be the next Roshan for VP. Resolution has just died, which means that he's lost a little bit of gold and he's going to slow his item progression. I guess high ground defense from Empire is still very good. That's going to be their next kind of fallback is, alright, we got Shaker, we got good spam, we got a Number Spirit. They can defend high ground for a very, very long time, and I would say that maybe ultra late game, their team composition is comparable to what VP have, unless G gets like Refresher.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean...
That's going to be kind of, okay, well, now we got issues.
Silence in late game is never going to be a lot of fun, especially when he's picked with the Ogre Club and he's working towards what I imagine to be that BKB, so he can get himself right in the forefront of the fight. Talking about the BKBs, Phobos did just finish his on the Spirit Breaker. Over the side of Empire, we do see Aloha Dance finally managed to find himself the Yules, so something else, well, you would say to help against DSP, but seeing as it was picked up at the same time the Spirit Breaker has the BKB, I don't know how much use that's going to be here at this point of the game.
Well, it depends. Like, sometimes you can catch the Spirit Breaker before he BKBs in the charge, or you can also use it to dispel global off of yourself, which can be very useful if you're fighting in the base. Like, if you're outside and you're trying to Yules combo somebody, and you pop Yules and then you get global, then it's kind of useless. But if you're in base and you get globaled and you're standing behind your racks and the enemy team is just sieging you, you can use it to dispel yourself, and then you come back down and you're able to cast again. So it's not really getting you a lot of time because the Cyclone duration is 2.5 seconds and global lasts 6, but it's kind of like cutting the duration in half. Because obviously you can't act while you're in the air, so...
Yeah, absolutely. I guess, yeah, for that point as well. Gyrocopter, just the Butterfly complete 1400 in Illidan's pocket. And Yoku was just trying to get a bit of pressure done onto this top lane. And I imagine with that Void Stone, do you think he's going to be going for Yules himself for the similar reason, just to remove the global silence?
It's the cheapest way to remove silence, I think, right now, that he can get. The other option, I guess, is like BKB, but again, it's more expensive. It doesn't give you mana regen either. And I think the mobility from Yules is really nice too.
Still 34 minutes in. Empire have got a lot of work to do if they want to turn this one around. And now with the charge, this actually gonna mean and show them that Yoku has TP back to base here. So they know what they're up against, VP, with this push, but they do have the Aegis on Illidan. We know that Empire's high ground defense is pretty strong, but it kind of feels like the longer you leave, it's just going to get stronger and stronger with the way that Ember Spirit's going to be able to scale with the item pickups. And sitting on 2.4k on top of his Javelin, he's going to be very, very close to picking up that MKB if that's what he wants to opt for here.
Yeah, it's definitely MKB. He needs it for the gyro. Like, the thing with Ember is, he can defend the base with a Shadow Fiend and Alina almost indefinitely, and you also have Fissure spam on top of that, so Empire's team it's really, really good at defending high ground. If they can do anything, they can freaking turtle with these heroes. The thing with Tusk and heroes like Spirit Breaker is, even if you want to like try to go super YOLO with Global Silence, if you go too far, it only takes like 1 or 2 buybacks to really punish you for that, and then all of a sudden you've given away like a gigantic lead and maybe an even opportunity to take racks. So it is still very difficult for VP to try to break this high ground. It's going to be up to if Empire get out of position.
VP now, they've got G and DK Phobos smoked up here. Maybe seeing if they can try and bait something out in the mid lane from the side of Empire. And Illidan, he's going to be the bait going in head first. He's got the Aegis though, and now with the snowball onto Resolution. They're looking for the SF. The Global Silence has come out. Resolution's going to go down here. And looks like the bait works as they also take down a low adults with Alina. We're going to see Silent trying to do what he can here with a Sleight of Fist, but it's just not enough at this point of the game. G heading in, Atos inside. We're looking for the Yoku initiation. If he can find it, there's going to be a buyback here from Resolution on the SF. Yoku's just looking for the perfect time to jump in. Hasn't quite been able to find it now. G and Lil, that might be the target. There we go. There's your Echo Snap. G to fall. Lil getting low. They'll find Lil as well here. Now Illidan retreating out of the base. He will just get himself out, but he's still got the Aegis anyway. TP out from FNG behind the tree line. Phobos to charge himself away, and we'll have a look at the fight recap there to see that it indeed
That's
was
including
a
the
4 for 2.
buyback. It was a very even exchange. But because of the fact that Empire defend their base, even with Resolution having to buy back, sure, that's always going to be painful, but the fact of the matter is that was an Aegis push, and they still managed to force VP back. So if you're Empire right now, you're feeling pretty happy about that. You only had to expend one buyout, not really that big of a deal. Resolution's going to farm a little bit slower for like the next 10 seconds, but other than that, it gives you time, and that's what they need. Like, if the Ember gets to another damage item, then it's going to start becoming a serious problem trying to deal with Silent, because he will start being able to spam you out. Like, if you're trying to break high ground and it takes too long, a couple of sleight of fist can just send you back to base.
Phobos looking for the charge here. Can he find the bashes? That's the question. Going to go straight with the Nether Struck. He's going to need at least one bash to find the kill. He isn't going to get it. And Silent, I don't think the end damage is going to be enough here. Oh, it's going to be... No, he's going to be A-okay. Silent does get himself away. Phobos this time a little bit unlucky with the bash chance.
Yeah, well, he did have a lot of luck earlier. So sometimes RNG forsakes us all, I guess, is what you can take away from this one. No 17% to be had today. And Yule's now actually completed on Yoku, so he's going to be able to dispel the global. I think he had a really hard time finding counter initiation, because as soon as they initiate, it's like I was mentioning earlier, they have this global silence charge combination that they're always going to want to do to make sure that there's no way of stopping the Spirit Breaker's chain of initiation by going in and then popping that Nether Strike. So if that happens to him, he's now got a way to stop it. And at the very least, he might be able to get his spells off a little bit sooner before his teammates die. Hopefully they don't have to sacrifice Resolution 2 times in a row, because he's really the only person who can stay in the front. Like, you saw how hard it was for them to kill him, right? Like, it still took a lot for VP to take him down.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah. When you've got something like Silent and the Ember Spirit, he can't be on the front. He's got to be there on the back. He's going to need someone standing there strong on the forefront of the battlefield. Resolution is that person at the moment. Silent does now have the MKB finished on top of the Battle Fury. So he has got a fair bit of damage here coming out with each sleight of fist. And we've already seen VP kind of struggle to break the high ground with that first initial bit of action. G sitting on 1400 now. Has he brought anything else up yet as of yet? Satanic coming out for Illidan. Okay, Illidan, how's he doing in that front? Yeah, he's got the Reeve and he's got the Helm. Okay, so Satanic is now complete on your Gyrocopter.
This could be that little bit of boost that VP need to actually be able to go high ground. Because having the Satanic, when the Shadow Fiend doesn't really have a real dedicated damage item yet, it could be just enough to where he can sit there, tank the tower, if you initiate out on BKBs.
Here we go. Straight over the corner, the telekinesis onto the lower tower, looking to get the Lina. They'll get him straight away. Illidan with the BKB, maybe looking to chase for more. The flat cannon hits. Bouncing onto the poor old Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon to fall. Will buy back straight away. And they're trying to punch away at Illidan, but he's just too damn tanky here. Silence coming out just in time as Yoku blinked forward, looking for the Echo Slam, but the timing there from G perfect. And now Yoku could be in trouble, running himself away from FNG. FNG with the telekinesis, Lil getting himself the hell out of there. Phobos with the BKB on the retreat. Illidan just chasing down Yoku. Fade Bolt to the back there from FNG to bring down the third hero of this fight from the side of Empire. And this is Resolution down as well. No buyback on the SF for 70 seconds. This may very well be it. They're going to lose Always Want to Fly. He died back there on the Shadow Demon. Silent with the Searing Canes, heading himself back to base. But he's only got a hard dance to help him here. It's just the two of them on the defensive. Fortification will come out, but FNG going forward with the telekinesis. Call down onto low hard dance. Lina die backing as well. Silent to fall. 36-11. GG. VP take game one with incredible fashion, and Virtus Pro just playing at another level that Empire just didn't seem to be able to keep up with.
I really love the silencer this game. I mean, when you start off with 3 kills, it's pretty hard to have a bad game, right? Like, G got first blood and then 2 other kills in middle lane straight after the fact. Started off extremely strong, never lost momentum. A lot of things for Empire this game just didn't really work out the way that they wanted.